Yes, welcome to day 8. Today's topic is little more interesting. It's very interesting. It will make you dance. So I start with a presentation. Yes, so dear friends, you all are request you to mute your audio and video for better clarity. You can mute your both videos and audios. Yes. You can keep on using your chat. Yes, chat. I'm ready to dance. So excited. Yes, dance. Yes. Yes, record. Okay. So today's topic start with a area called defense layer, resistance and protection, or called pretension, not protection, pretension. So what is this defense layer is all about? Hence it will make dance. Okay. So the first thing you are saying in the middle is called our being state. That's our pure state of consciousness. We are a divine immortal being. But there is another blue circle called our vulnerable layer. There is a layer which we are so fragile. That's another layer which is coming out of this being state. And from that layer, there is another layer which is in the orange color called protection layer. We'll detail it later. And out that dark red circle is called the defense layer. There is echo, and yes, this room is completely closed. So definitely there is echo. Yes. But still I try to manage. So defense layer and defense layers are two type of defense layer. One type is called resistance. We keep resist things. Whatever you resist, interestingly it persists. Whatever we are trying to resist, more and more we resist, persistence happen. So the better way is to allow, completely ready to allow the flow and everything need to allow. What is this resistance? I will explain more detail. Pretension means we try to become something else. Rather than our authentic nature, we try to, that's called the different levels of mask we are wearing to protect ourselves. That is called pretension. We try to become something, becoming, a state of becoming rather than being. We want to become something. And it's always against our own natural laws. So interestingly, to become something, definitely there is a resistance because the resistance is to resist the truth. Because truth is always, my experience is if you listen deeply to Sir's voice, any other disturbance, echo, it will be fed out. Okay, thank you. So the truth is to acknowledge the truth, to embrace the truth, to face the truth is really always shocking in nature. Because almost I think 10 or 12 years back when I start seeing my own truths, the first truth is I realize is everyone whatever I am saying and I am living is just a perception. It's only in my mind. I'm saying is not the reality. It's a perception. When I'm saying that this person is bad, it's only my perception because others are saying that person is nice and I am saying that person is bad. It's only my perception. More and more we believe that my perception is true, we are stuck and there are so many resistance come to us. We can't go deeper. That's the main reason so many people suffer in spirituality, spiritual science, because they are in resistance. They are not ready to go deeper. They are not, they feel that they are right. When the moment we feel that I am the right one, That's called the accepting the death means. We need to accept and we need to ready to die everything. Suppose in childhood, okay, for example, in our 6 months age, we all, the food we are having is just breast milk. That's enough. But once we reach to the age of 5, still we are doing the same. Is it good? Is it maturity? No. Or sometimes in our childhood we will urinate in the bed, but once we grow in when we reach to 10-year-old, still we doing the same. We need to die that habit is very important. Dying the old doesn't mean that that is wrong. That is our ignorance, or that is the way it is growing. So definitely we need to allow all those things to die, what we did previously. Because sometimes some parents will beat their child in ignorance, but after they understand about spiritual parenting, still they say that, no, I will beat my child. Then they are in pretension and they are in resistance mode. So that time we need to change. Change is which is always needed. Change is inevitable. We are ready to change. But more we are not ready to change, we face so much of resistance, and to avoid the resistance, we all come to pretension. Pretend to be something. Even healing spaces, I saw people who pretend and believe that already everything is healed rather than saying the truth. Truth is always touch our ego layer. Truth will always shatter our patterns. So we need to be ready. That's the adventure nature of our soul. To see our dark self, see our own shadows. We are not the shadows. That's a very basic truth is we are not the shadow which we believe. So the moment you understand that you are not the shadow, you can easily see the shadow. So more the shadow understand, more light. So we need to know more about our shadow space. We need to accept our darkness. We need to let go our past. We need to leave our yesterdays. We can definitely learn from the yesterdays, but we need to release it. Okay? We are not ready to release the yesterday. Definitely, we are in a defense layer. All the time, defense mechanism. Maybe in the childhood we need certain defense, but we are adult. Still we are in defense. So many people are in defense mode. I am not ready to listen. One day one of my training session, a person come and he is in that much arrogance and say that I'm not going to listen you. Okay, Baba, you don't listen me. What is wrong in this? Okay, no, don't listen. Just maybe where you want, you can close your ears also. With your fingers, you can close your ears. Then you don't need to listen it. Then after some time, he come and said that in my childhood, in school days, so many people abused me. That's the reason I'm not listening. Okay, that's in school days. Now you are old. Now, do you feel I'm going to abuse you? Or suppose I am abusing you. What you are going to do? You have all the freedom to attend. You can hold the freedom to go away. So many freedom as an adult you have. The moment I am saying this, immediately that person's eyes are opening. Oh, I have freedom. Because unconsciously we believe that we don't have any freedoms. We believe that we are that same child. Whatever the teacher is saying, whatever the parents are saying, we are the same. That's not the truth. We are ready to die that past. Then only we can grow. Then only we can connect to our mature state. Maturity of our soul journey is very, very important. Another is, it's a very interesting aspect that we all are in all the journey still. Whatever you know, whatever you achieved, but still a part is still ignorant. That's a space which is so much of thrill is there. If you know everything, then you feel boring. So there is a part always ignorant. But what happened? we don't like this ignorance. Ignorance. Okay. Spelling is wrong. I-G. Okay, okay. Sorry, sorry. Still, it's my ignorance. Still, I am ignorant about ignorance. Very good. That's nice. That's interesting. So, even the spelling is also, I change it. Beautiful. Wonderful.
This
So,
proves
friends,
ignorance.
yes.
This proves that ignorance itself is ignorance.
Yes, always ignorance. Still, we are in that ignorant state. But we need to more and more. We need to accept that state called ignorance. Ignorance is our natural state. It's a very normal state. But what happened the moment we denied our ignorance, when we are not ready to accept that ignorance, that is the state called vulnerable state. In the vulnerability, we are ignorant. Suppose I am a child, okay? For example, I'm a child. I know that I can hug my father, I know that I can hug my mother, okay? But still, I don't know that I cannot hug my uncle or my auntie. I don't know. As a child, I don't know. So what I did, I go and I hug. But even if they didn't like it, they may punish me or they may anger at me. So to avoid this punishment, to avoid this pain, I create another layer which is forming called protection layer. Even interestingly, protection layer is needed, but we create another layer is called defense layer. So first of all, we need to accept this ignorant part. More and more we ignorant part, we accept it. We can stay in our own vulnerability, and it is very uh, difference between ignorance and naive. Naive is a sort of pretension. A type of pretension is called naive. It's not the real ignorant state. It's not the true ignorant state. You just act like ignorant. That's it. I'm not talking about acting an ignorant or acting like a child. Acting innocence is not the step for growth. Because I know so many people, they get all the recognition when they are so innocent as a child. So still adult, they behave like a child all the time ignorant. I don't know, even they know everything, but still they behave like that. I don't know what is it, what you are speaking, I can't understand it. I am a tubilate. Those type of attitude they are showing, it's not ignorance. Ignorance means whatever you don't know, that only you accept. But interestingly, most of the time in our society it is difficult to accept the ignorance sometimes, because people may in the school times we have a lot of experience, like someone will tease you, humiliating you. So what happened, we denied the ignorance. Or in several lifetime also, there are different lifetime experience, we need to deny our ignorance, because out of ignorance we did something and it end up in a tragedy or some big mistake happen out of ignorance. But we are also taught to ignore things. No, no, not ignore and ignorance are two different things. Everything does not need a reaction. Yes, ignorance is our natural state, I don't know state. Ignore means we are something, I didn't get the real word, okay. Anyway, from the ignorance, where the moment you denied, it becomes a fear. There are n number of fear. We will talk about this fear. There are seven major type of fears which is coming, and more you denied the fear. There is a structure which is forming called ego structure. The moment you deny the fear, fear is always happen in the vulnerable state. The once we deny the fear, we enter into a state called ego state. But mostly interestingly, in our new age, there are a lot of people, they know how to deny their ego and they end up in this state called lazy state, laziness. Laziness means a lost state. We are not become aware about the life. Even the depression is one of the way of laziness. Interesting laziness, unconscious laziness. We never know it. So most of the time, when a person come with a depression, we always trigger its ego. We try to trigger it. Once they come back to their ego self, they are free from their depression. The best medicine to come out from the depression is ego. Activate your ego. connect to that protection layer. Otherwise, we are in laziness. Laziness is a step which come not ready to take the responsibility of life. We doesn't like it. I saw so many people, they are hesitate to take their own responsibility. They end up in different types of psychological issues because they are not ready to take the responsibility. So once they are ready, they get that courage to take their responsibility, immediately they come out it. Then we need to go back from the laziness. We definitely need to open our ego structure, know our ego. Then more and more we connect to our ego, we realize our fear. More and more we connect to our fear, we can reach to our real wisdom. Wisdom is once we go much deep into your ignorance. Is depression a defense mechanism from our ego? Yes, absolutely true. But it's unconscious. I'm not saying that next time when you meet a person, he's in depression, and you say, you are, it's a defense mechanism. No, they are not knowing that it's a defense mechanism. Even they don't know because they are unconscious in nature. They are completely in their unconscious structure, and even it's a big trap. But sometimes some way, there are different ways. Some way is called samam, that is in a very lighter way. You can tell them little more harsh, little more violent. In different method is there. Samam, danam, vedam, dannam. I don't know how to translate in English, but this is the word I know. All is it. But more and more you understand, these are the different steps is there. So in these steps, actually, next lesson is coming called embrace the life test. We need to embrace life test. There is life test when you are in a depression state, or when you are in an ego state. There is life test which will hit you. That time you need to reach to your fear. When you are not ready to fear, you end up in laziness. You are that much a pretending human being, then better luck next time. This time it's over. Because all the masters, all the guides, they will try their level best to realizing the truth. They will come in different way. They will come in the form of a book, they will come in the form of a master, they will come in the form of certain life incidents. Even this situation, coronavirus, it's a life incident to uh, embrace the life test. How to connect to that life test, how to come back to our true self. Because most of the last we may observe the world for the last 5 years, everyone's heart is closed. Everyone is more religious in nature, very much adamant to their own religion. They are in deep separation. So there is no other way. There is some way to understand. Just slow down. Everyone is in rat race. Slow down, slow the track, look ourselves, look deeper who you really are. So embrace the life test need. Actually, there is a, we always talk about the divine energy flowing through me, not from me. But at the same time, there are another divine energies are called. There is one more divine energy which is flowing from our masters, is through the back, the middle back. It's called the, from the center of the heart, there is a portion called middle back. So through this part, actually, master's guidance are coming. And another energy we are receiving is from our parents. The position of our mother is on the back of our left shoulder back, and the position of our father is on the back of the right shoulder. Through that space, actually, they are giving energy, or the divine energy flowing through them. It's coming to us. Even not only the divine energy, their master's guidance, uh, ancestors, lot of ancestors, they are blessing their unconditional love, that is coming through our parents, and it is reaching to us. So that's why, as a child, we always need to be in a receiving mode whenever you are in front of your parents, rather than a giving, because that's a wrong understanding happening in our daily life. Because a child become adult, that child feels that, okay, now it's turned to me, I am going to give back everything. I want to be in a giver position in front of parents. It never work. You can be in the gratitude, and token of love, it's okay. But rather than a giver point of view, more and more you need to be in a receiver attitude. So today we do a process also, and that receiver is mostly because every parent's heart is filled with unconditional love. Every your grandfather, grandmother, everyone, when you connect to their true heart space, you understand that it is filled with unconditional energy. But sometimes they have their own traumas, their own life experience, their own past lives. So there is a grief which is storing in their heart space. And mostly when we are going to connect to their heart space, the first thing we see is their grief, and we feel a real rejection to that grief. So that's the reason a lot of people are suffering from their mothers and fathers' love, and they seek that love from some masters. They go for mother's love from a master, they go for father's love from a master. But understand, nobody in the world can give their true love. Nobody, no one can give. You can accept anybody as father or mother, that's right, but your parents, because you choose it. Before coming to this earth realm, you choose them and they choose you. It's a very mutual telepathic understanding, telepathic communication. So you choose it. And there is a big contract. Everyone. I heard a story when I'm doing a meditation class in some of the organization. There one lady comes and share her experience. She's not so spiritual or anything, or even she is not meditating, but what she said is uh, her mother in the ICU, she wrote a letter. In that letter she saw that yes, every day some, because parents love is so unconditional, yes, unconditional in their heart, maybe they are not showing outside because of their own distortions. Okay, so in this mother in the ICU write a letter to her daughter, that in that letter she mentioned that every day there are some guides are coming talking to her, and she all the time say that no, no, I'm not coming, I'm not coming to that plane, I want to be here and be with my children. So they are negotiating. See, so she write down everything, and one thing she wrote it, whatever at the time she is departing, she is ready to accept their negotiation, that guide and her soul is negotiating, and at the end that she decided, okay, I'm ready to leave. Before leaving, she write a note. It's really touching to me, actually. She show me that note and that moment. All the time she is carrying that note. In that note, she mentioned to the daughter that whatever I did as you are a child, or sometimes I become so angry, it's all in our contract. But somehow my frustration is mixed with that contract. So sorry for that frustration, but it's a contract. So please accept it as it is. It's a statement, not same way because it's in a native language. It's in Malayalam language, but I just translate it. So it's such a touching moment. Even that mother is not at all a meditator. That's an interesting thing. She didn't did any meditation in her life, but last moment she is so aware. So that's the beauty of human life. That's amazing. So each and every parent's 1 minute, what happened to a child who is no more in touch with one of the parents, maybe one of the parents left the family or parent, whoever, whether they left it, whether they are not in the physical plane, but you always choose a father and a mother. Even you are adopted, but you have a prime parents. That's your choice. That choice, that heart always contain an unconditional love, and it's our birthright to go to that space and absorb it. I can understand that, because of if suppose my father or my mother is not accepting me or abandon me and go somewhere, definitely there is a pain. I am not saying that there is no pain and pretend something. No, pain is there. Due respect to that pain, but pain is ours. But at the same time, due respect to our necessary need. More and more you accept the pain, more and more you can understand why we choose this pain in this life. Because I saw a lifetime as an orphan. In that life I understand that why I choose this orphan situation, because the entire life I lived in a church as an orphan. So there are so many. What if the parent choose to cut off the only child even after 11 years of marriage and two kids? Because of whatever, there are so many of our parents may cut off, the divorce happened, we are adopted, because in the ancestor spirit when we observe, there are families have 10 or 20 children, and they will give the children to the one family, they are giving, because there are some family there is no children, so they keep adopting the children. And there are so much confusions also happening regarding the parenting. But it's our birthright. Whoever is our father, whoever is our mother, even they are the worst abusive father or mother, but it's our birthright. That's I'm talking. It's our soul need to connect to that parent's heart and receive, to knock it. Once you knock it, that door open. Even there are so many hindrance called grief energy is there, some other energy storing in that space, but once you knock it, you connect to it, it's an amazing experience. We can do the experiment today. But anyway, first thing is you need to be ready, rather than leaving all that normal perceptions in our head. Normal perceptions are when a parent leave me, abandon me, I need to be angry with that parent. Yes, that's a normal perception. But now we are all soul students, soul science students, so we need to go little more beyond. That's a very important aspect. So today next topic is very important. This is the topic very important, because temper your ego. It's called tempering your ego. It doesn't means that there is no ego state. A person believe that I don't have an ego, then that person have a big ego, because that's why that person all the time feel that I don't have any ego. There are a lot of people share to me that why I don't know, I don't have any ego in this life. Then there is some problem, because ego is there. Ego is a protection measure we hold, but how to balance is important. We need to understand the balance of our ego structure. Everyone in this earth realm, they are temper their ego state. There is a ego state. There are 7 types of ego state. That's what I am sharing now. More and more we need to understand it. More and more we need to acknowledge it. Moment we acknowledge and understand it, we can go beyond all the resistance layer, all that pretension layer, and it's very easy for us to connect to our being state. We can realize that we are a divine immortal being. Otherwise, realization of that divine immortal self is just become a pretension. It's not easy to accept it. So first ego structure I like to share is coming from a fear called fear of lack. Most of the people in their infant soul state, the first beginning soul stage, they definitely experience a lot of poverty in their lifetimes. Lot of lack of food, lack of water, a lot of lack. So normally there is a fear comes. So upcoming lifetimes, for the protection, what they create a ego structure as a protection is called greediness. They keep on thriving towards more and more. So it's natural, that thriving, but the balanced state is abundance. We need to recognize to our real abundance. Fear of lack, yes. Fear of lack means, yes, lack of love is there, lack of care is there, lack of anything. But in the primitive state, this fear comes. That's why I say it's lack of food, lack of shelter, because this fear is coming from a primitive stage of our soul journey. In that primitive stage, it's very difficult to protection, even lack of protection, because there are wild animals and we lack so many protection layer. So it's the only way is abundance. It's like a pedal of cycle, because one pedal is fear of lack and another pedal is greediness. More and more we need to balance it like a cycling. More and more we balance, because when we are going, when our soul evolution is much evolved state, definitely we face certain challenge. When you become greedy, your greediness is there, there is challenge come. The moment you deny the greediness, you enter into fear of lack. So once you peddling the fear of lack, greediness will come up. Once you peddling the greediness, fear of lack will come up. But the middle is abundance. You are like a very perfect cycling, you are pedaling it, because these two things are there all the time. More you understand that, okay, my basic fear or my basic ego structure is coming from greediness, because greediness means we want more and more, we can't be satisfied. Abundance means a pure state of satisfaction. That satisfaction will come from inside. It's not that contentment we are pretending, because there are so many people pretend and believe that, okay, I am in content state, because they don't like to, that's a laziness state actually. They don't want to hear that they are greedy, so they reach to a state that, okay, I am contentment, I don't want anything, I am contentment. But the life will test them. Life will give a lot of different tests. I also experienced a lot of tests in this journey. Everyone is experiencing the test. That test is important. Abundance, abandon fear, and then okay. Okay. Next fear is called fear of change. Fear of change, because this is the fear which come from once we start our soul journey, and in the next realm of the soul journey, this is coming called fear of change. In our baby soul state, all the time we fear change, because we are in a way to create a structure of life. We want to create structure, because in the primitive state we want food, water, shelter, yeah, sleep, and yesterday I said about sex, that's it. But it's all in a very primitive layer. You don't even need a taste. You need food just for appetite. Everything is for hunger, to release that hunger. That's the only purpose of everything, food, or as well as food or water or anything. But once we go beyond that stage, another level is called baby soul level. That time we want everything in taste. Even food we want taste, even drink, we water we want taste, we want that this juice, that juice, we want taste. We all the time in taste space. Everything, even there are a lot of choices, so many things, even in sexual affairs, everywhere this taste is there. All the time you are stuck with taste, and that's the opposite aspect is called stubbornness. We become so stubborn. So the way is called flow. We are here to learn the flow. Flow and as well as determination is very important. We reach to that determination state. The very positive pole is determination. So determination, we all the time pedaling like this. Even you understand that, yes, I fear change, then move to stubborn. Rather than moving to stubborn, you want to be in the middle. You flow. The once you are ready to flow, you need a determination. Those persons always need a goal in their life, a definite goal. All the time there is a goal in front, so that they are determined and they are moving towards that goal. Otherwise they are so stubborn, they become so rigid in nature. So once we recognize that, yes, I have certain stubbornness in relationships, stubbornness about certain aspects, stubborn to certain teachings, stubborn to even in meditation we are stubborn. Meditation, we believe that, okay, this is the right experience. That righteousness is so strong because of that fear of change. So from here, when we move again higher and higher, we reach to another state called fear of time. Fear of time and impatience, where all our power is losing, because there is no time, there is lack of time. Time is running, time is not waiting. There are so many belief systems which come out of time. Yeah, that's very difficult. Okay. Okay. Fear of time and what is the other aspect which enter in our consciousness is called impatience. When you take this type of ego structure, definitely you are so impatient, and sometimes we believe that that impatience is needed, but actually we need patience. So for that we reach to attention state. We need to activate attention to be in patient state. Patience is the middle path. We need to attend. So whenever you realize that you are in hurry state, you fear time. You all the time feel that okay, there is no time. Time is running, time is going. So that time you need to be more and more attentive in that time and be patient. So that's the reason some people are very much angry at the moment in blocks, in traffic block. This impatience will come out. So life will test. Suppose you pretend that okay, there is no impatience, or you pretend that impatience is needed for my growth, then life keep comes and test you in different way. The testing is happening. And the another thing is called fear of no choice, a belief that there is no choice, that create a fear that I don't have any choice. Suppose in the childhood everything is decided by the parents and you don't feel that choice, definitely as a child onwards you feel the same. I don't have any choice. So we become victim of life. Or sometimes for choice, for achieving the choice, we need to be scream in the home, we need to argue with everyone, then only we get something, then we enter into a perpetrator mode. Or suppose we want something and there we know that there is no choice, but we need to please others, then we become a rescuer. We need to make others happy all the time, we need to make others happy. Then again, that's all the phases of victim. Pleasing is a phase of victim, perpetrator is a phase of victim, and there is a victim state. Martyr, there is a good aspect is we can sacrifice ourselves for a good cause. That is the very important positive aspect. And what we need to practice is intention. We need to develop our intention, that we create our own reality, that we need to understand by intent something, maybe intent something small, then you understand okay how it is manifesting. More and more you get that confidence, you slowly come out. But this once you choose it, because this all this choice is like a hump. I hope you understand the hump in road. When we are driving so fast, there is a hump. You brake, then slowly you move. Yes, I hope you got it. The word I am using is hump or bump, like that. It's like a that, because otherwise we go in 250 mile speed or 500 mile speed we travel. So these are all the chief features. It's a challenge which is providing in our soul journey. It's a challenge we set. We choose certain challenge. Bumper, yes, bumper, yes. Speed breaker. We can call it as a speed breaker. So it's our choice. We choose it. It's not somebody is giving us. So once we observe our life, okay, in our childhood, when parents are not giving, they are not giving a choice, there is no choice. Understand that yes, this is the thing I choose as a chief feature in my soul journey. To it's like a bumper, it's like a speed brake. So how you can cross the speed brake? To accelerate again, once more to accelerate, we need intention. It's all a speed breaker. That's a very important thing. Don't think that it's a punishment. It's a choice we took for a challenge. I already shared that uh, for more attention to don't feel boring in the life, we need ability and we need challenge. We need to keep on rising the ability. So challenge is one of the very important aspect. More the challenge, more we increase our ability. So these are the challenge we set, and the life test is to understand that how much we pass the challenge, how much we grow. We can understand it. Okay, how much we are balancing, how much now we are driving the cycle. Once you know how to drive the cycle easily, then next time we wheel it. One wheel we are driving, we both hands remove and we drive. So many experiment we did, adventurously we did. Then we use our spontaneity, playfulness, but still understand anytime the balance can lose. That's a natural thing, normal thing. When you become overconfident, this balance, you lose the balance and you fall down. So fall down, you understand that okay, this adventure I am not ready for this adventure. So you can choose another adventure, or you can make that thing better. Oh, yes, someone unmuted. Please mute your audios, dear friends. So another thing is fear of judgment. We take fear of judgment. We can observe it. When just observe your childhood, we can know which fear I take it. Is I am taking the fear of lack, then we fear the lack of love. I'm feeling that I'm not loved, I'm not wanted. These are the things come. Or we take the fear of judgment. We all the time feel that I'm not worthy, I'm not a worthy person, so everyone is judging me, I'm wrong. They may label it me as I'm a wrong person. So what we choose is arrogance to face it. Suppose you are a singer, okay? You are a singer and you have the fear of judgment. So whenever you enter into a stage, this fear of judgment come. So to maintain in that stage, what you create is you create arrogance. So that arrogance is coming, so you just create another feeling that okay, whoever sitting in front of me are fools. You create, you make up your mind, that's arrogance. But what happened when we nothingness, we emptiness, we connect to our dear compassion space, we realize that I and whoever sitting there are one. That oneness field is opening for you. That's the purpose of nothingness or emptiness, or we can call it as 0 point field. So more and more you connect to that 0 point field, you become worthy. You realize that I am the worthy one in this life. I am worthy as I am. But this worthiness is always challenged with fear of judgment and arrogance. Fear of judgment and arrogance. So by observing our childhood, we can understand that which is my primary. I'm only telling that it's a primary thing. There is one is prime. Balance are secondary. They are like friends. They will come to you. Some friends are near to you. For suppose I am taking the fear of judgment and arrogance. I am arrogant, for example. Okay. So I take another friend as stubbornness, fear of change. Along with arrogance, I fear change. Again, another third is I take greediness. So in the way, actually, we are taking different layer, and we become a big layer, and we are in confusion with those layers. So very important thing is we need to touch the real layer. What is my real layer? Yes. Yes, 0 point field is nirvana. Okay. Yes. Fear of judgment. Another is fear of not enough. I am not enough. I am not enough loud. I am not enough worthy. That's all that enough feeling. So we take a mechanism called self-deprecation. We ourselves create ourselves as low. I am lower than everyone. I am not big. I am very lower. So once we transform this, you reach to a great not humiliation, humility. Yes, humility will develop inside. That humane nature develop, and this is one of the important space where you can dissolving yourself also. Self-deprecation is a pattern. Suppose you win this pattern, you can easily dissolve. You can allow. That is the greatest thing. You can allow it. Allowing is very important. So we need to observe which I take it, because when you take this self-deprecation pattern in the childhood also, you feel you are low. Someone is appreciating you, for example, someone say that you are wonderful person, you immediately say no, no, I'm not that much wonderful, you are much wonderful than me. We keep giving this way. Sometimes with deep understanding it is happening. I'm not saying every situation is same, but when it is, you can only understand, not from other can only, other can't judge you. We need to observe. We are giving appreciation to others, or we are making ourselves low, is out of self deprecation, or is it out of our real understanding of that situation? Because through understanding it is happening. So only thing we can only understand it. And the last but not least is called fear of meaningless and powerless, purposelessness. We feel that there is no purpose in this life. The life is meaningless. We create self destruction. So once the self destruction, you from the childhood you can observe and understand that you destruct your body. You play all the adventurous game to torture your body. You jump from the building, and definitely person who take the self destruction pattern, definitely some bone injury in their childhood. That's what I, through my observation, I realize. Some bone injury, they definitely, especially elbow injury, wrist injury, definitely is there in their lifetime. As a small child, definitely there is injury. Small child, I'm saying, before 10 years, they create it because from that period they are carrying this imprint that life is meaningless. Maybe it's coming from different lifetime experience. So for that person, definitely they can understand their purpose also. Purpose in life, they definitely they can search and find it. That's a beauty in that state. Rather than self destruction, they can be in gratitude, and also through spiritual science they can understand the two area of the life after death and the importance of the life in this current earth is more and more they realize it, they feel gratitude. And by practice of gratitude also help them to release from self destruction. Otherwise, so many people they enter into self destruction and become addicted to things. For example, addicted to any addiction. All addictions are coming from this self destruction factor because they distract themselves. Even food addiction, that's an addiction of distracting oneself. But for them they need to understand about other layers and make friendship with certain aspect, they can come out of it. It's a big thing actually. We need to observe and find really where I am now, where I am. As a child, when you observe from the childhood, am I experience, or even interestingly your parents will definitely label you. When they are, maybe they are very spiritual parents, then it not happen. When they are a spiritual parent, definitely your sibling will label you. Even the sibling is that much spiritual, some of your friends will label you, label that you are greedy. Whenever you get that label that you are greedy person, then that's a contract. Or you are stubborn. Why you are stubborn? Some of your friends ask you, why you always stubborn, why you always in impatience, why you are always in this victim mode, martyr, sacrificing yourself. Suppose you, they are teasing like you are a sacri, you always sacrifice everything, you are a sacri in this life. Maybe they tease like that. Or some of you, some of your friends or family members share that you are all the time arrogant, you are an arrogant child, why you are so arrogant, why you can't be like other children, they are very sweet, why you are so arrogant in everything. Or said, why you are so low, why can't you come up socializing, why you are so low, and in the home you are sitting like a fearful one, why? Or others are saying that why you are so adventurous, your adventure nature is not good. Actually it's not adventure, it is self destruction, they are in destructive mode. But others will feel that you are adventurous. That's a wrong understanding, but it's a sign I am sharing. Because when you get these labels from the childhood that yes, you are adventurous, and you observe that your elbow or your wrist or your leg has some injury, I'm saying you are not adventurous, you are self destructive human. That is the truth that you can understand. And in self deprecation, interestingly, whenever you observe your childhood photos, your head is all the time look down, you don't like to look up. But when you are even arrogance also, that arrogance, they are not ready to look into the eyes in that one way, other way stare the eyes. Even father is asking, that child is looking that sharp eyes. And victim, I don't get it, victim. But impatience you can easily know because they did amazing mistakes in their childhood. They may glasses are there, breaking glasses due to impatience. They will do so many things, even they fall down with their impatience because they are so impatient. So suppose if they are getting the first cycle, that day they fall from the cycle because of impatience. They want everything to done quickly. That's the way you can understand impatience. Stubbornness also you can observe it in your childhood. For example, when you ask your parents that I want this red color shirt, or I want this red color churidar or some other dress, and your parents are not purchasing for you, you stay in that shop for n number of hours. You are ready to stay. You say, I am not coming with you, I will stay here. I want that red. But they say that it's stubborn, but once you understand it, you can convert it as a determination. Because sometimes we enter into laziness and release this determination. Any rescue procedure you can suggest? Only rescue procedure is awareness, that we need to aware about it. That's why I'm sharing all these example. Yes, yes.
So can we have all of them?
Yes, all of them are like a friends, but there is one major. Once we touch the major, everyone vanish. When we are not knowing the major, suppose, for example, I am saying that I am arrogant or I am impatient. Okay, this time I am taking something new. I am impatient. Okay, all the time I am impatient. I doesn't know that I am impatient. What happened? Sometimes stubbornness will come up. I become so stubborn. But these are all secondary element. Secondary take the first position. So our responsibility is to understand the primary. The moment you understand the primary and moment you feel like it's a bicycle, it's my bicycle, one pedal is impatient and another pedal is fear of time. I always have this thing. That is the first level. Second level is we can explore, because it's all this is are carrying from some lifetime. So when we go to that lifetime, you can understand how much attention you uh, denied in those lifetime, because certain lifetime we denied one person. Okay, I share an example. One person I work, that person has no attention in this life and full of impatience. When I regress back, I see a lifetime. He is a what we call, he's a warrior. He's using that bow and arrow, and is such a powerful warrior, very focused, like Mahabharata Arjun, like that much precision, that much perfection in his each and every action. So what happened in that lifetime, just before dying, he used this arrow, and some human died because of it's a mistake happened, because he heard the voice of some animal, and there is one person is there looking for that animal, and that arrow hit that person. And interestingly, it's not just arrow hit that person is the big issue. The arrow hit that person, that's one aspect. Another aspect, he become guilty. Another aspect, the entire villages come and kill him by beating him. So he has two issue in this current life. One is attention issue, and another is fibromyalgia, a lot of pain in their body, all the time pain in their body. So these are the two issue I worked, and interestingly retrieve that talent. Now that person is working in very high position, because all the time he lose his job. But after this and understand this attention, and still that impatience, he is aware about it. He say that that impatience is coming, and patience, that's the ego, that he realized that it's an ego. That structure is there, but vulnerability is that fear of time. And vulnerability also I worked. That vulnerability is coming from his childhood, where all the time schooling time, and there is no time for bathroom or no time for eating food. Hurry, hurry, everyone is hurry. And even that fear of time comes at the time of exams. In exams he is not getting enough time to complete the exam. So in different way, that timing, all those issues are released. Now he understand, this is the challenge I take from this life. So you, that person become more aware. So even when he drive or any time he's in a traffic block, he just be aware, because this challenge is coming. That impatience is immediately coming, and he can face it. He can see the impatience, and he can just breathe with patience, breathe there. And he use his own inner abilities, like creation begins with thought. Suppose he feels he is delay, he is intent, or he just visualize that, okay, anyway I will reach there in perfect. And he shared a lot of his experience, like successful experience after that. So these are the things which we need to work on. Very important thing, first thing, we need to understand that where I am. By just simple observation to our childhood, we can understand it. Are you in a lack? Even in lack, you can just observe. In the childhood, you have some food, you have it with not speed, but you have with that much big quantity you have, because you all the time you have a fear of lack. Suppose there is a biscuit box, and you are in home, you got a plate and you put 10 biscuits immediately. Not one biscuit you never like to take, you put all the 10 biscuits and you eat, because that fear is there, it will go somewhere. And that's sort of greediness we show in our childhood, but it's okay. But most of the time, it all these ego structure without our understanding, it damaged because of others humiliating words, or through punishment, because we need to accept that our parents also, they are not that spiritually, they are evolved, but in this current life they are also unconscious. Because I can understand it, because once my child, my son in the beginning stage, I am also very unaware how to parenting, I don't know, because in schools they are not taught me how to parent. Even in schools they are not taught me how to live a harmonious life with a family. It's not taught in our schools, because how to live is not in our education system. So ignorance is there. We are all learning through mistakes. That's another lesson we learn. I think it's coming days, how to learn through mistakes. So fear of lack,
One
greediness.
more thing
So
I have to ask. Sorry.
can you message it? Can you chat box? You
Sure, sure. I'll message.
can the primary fear change in time? Can one primary fear over time change and then another fear become the primary fear? Mostly it never happened, but that depends on your soul challenge. Because once you complete the primary challenge and you everything is in your grip, you become that master. Sometimes as a soul we need challenge, we take up some other challenge, because challenge means when we are overconfident. All these challenges for overconfidence, because there is a story today also I share this story, because a story about a cat. A cat walked to the first floor, and that cat want to jump. There are so much fear of jumping, fear of death is there, but somehow that cat managed and jumped and fall in the right space very happily. What happened? That cat again go to the second floor. In the second floor, that cat has little more confidence and cat feel worthy enough, then decide to jump and landing perfectly. Perfect landing. What happened to that cat? That cat feels more confident, overconfident. That cat again go to the third floor. From the third floor, that cat jumped and died. That's called overconfident, because so that in our soul journey we create so many challenges, because overconfidence sometimes we will kill our own self. I also see so many paths with doing such interesting challenges. The woke up really calm and happy this morning. Okay, sorry, eating disorder can cover with gratitude also. Eating disorder. Okay, sir. Eating disorder can occur with gratitude. Eating disorder means it coming out of self-destruction? Definitely, yes. Gratitude means you need to be more mindful while you are having more mindful in that eating. But first thing is we need to understand that yes, I have this pattern or I am taking this self-destruction. So we need to feel the meaning of each moment. For example, when you are eating and you feel there is no meaning. So for that, the meaning only comes through taste. You taste it. You enjoy it. More and more you enjoy the taste, you can come out. But can parents shift the energy of child to balanced state? Absolutely, yes. That's why spiritual parenting is there, but with due respect that whatever the spiritual parenting, your child also come with their own lessons to learn. So they have their own karmic energy. So definitely they show their own karma. They have so many things, but you can you can reduce the challenge which you are giving to them. That's the only thing you can do. It doesn't mean that they are not going to certain challenges. They definitely go through their own challenges because life is filled with challenge. Even when we die, after life also there are certain challenges are there. There are certain things we need to learn. There are so many things. So anyway, today it's time for meditation. Otherwise it's a challenge for me. Can you use the same sleep therapy with them to hold the ego? Yes, definitely. That's working. Yes. Handwriting. Handwriting question. Valida, there is a question. Teacher, what does it mean, if anything, when a person has sloppy handwriting as opposed to one whose handwriting can appear so neat and beautiful even in appearance? Is it connected to our soul state or something like that? It's connected to soul state, that we need to connect to that child first, because why that child is doing only we cannot generalize it everything, because through communication with that child only we can understand why that child can't write neatly. Maybe that child has its own ways, or that child doesn't feel it's worthy to do it sometimes, because in my childhood my handwriting is very bad, but for my reason I don't feel worthy to write down in a very neat way. I don't feel much good. That's why I simply write down. That's my reason, but somebody's reason may be different. So we need to check it individual, because we are all unique being. We cannot generalize it. There is no general statement. More and more time we are looking into generalized methods. Even we call it as greed or we call it as stubborn. It's all in our own unique way, not in the same way. I'm just sharing some examples. But once you observe, you only understand how your fear of lack is working, how your fear of change is working. But these are all the beautiful place to look. Normally, we will deny everything. These are all we feel is an ugly space. That's not the true. It's all beautiful thing. The mud is beautiful. We can play with mud. We can make so many toys with mud. So these are the toys we can play. So let's play. Let's dance. So today's meditation time. So when you are ready, you can say, yes, I know that you have a lot of questions come. It's all clearing in one day is not enough, but trust that definitely your guides, your masters will help you in this journey in very, very different ways. So even this knowledge, it takes almost 10 years for me to understand it. So, but first time I am just surprised. I am a student. I don't know what it is. It's going all the way through my uh, head. But slowly and gradually, I am picking up and everything comes to me through my own experience, through others' experience. So give enough time. Don't be impatient. When you feel impatience, that's the ego structure we need to work. Okay. So observe. Now also you can understand which is your ego structure. So again, remember that greediness, stubborn, impatience, victim, arrogance, self-deprecation, and destruction. No, don't think that this is any bad thing. Everything has its own beauty. More we understand the beauty, more you can connect your wisdom. Okay? So, dear friends, once you are ready, you all share yes, 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 yes. Wonderful. Good to see it. So, yes. So, today we start with yes. Close your eyes, clasp your fingers, cross your legs. In this moment, when you start observing your normal natural breath, you start feeling a wave of relaxation traveling all the way from your head, simply moving down and down and down till it reaches your toes. And in the same moment, I like you to observe a part of your body which is so relaxed, or you feel very nice, comfortable, pleasant sensation. Just observe your whole body while observing your breath. Very quickly and spontaneously, there is a one part of your body is feeling so nice, very relaxed. A beautiful sensation is happening in that place. Once you realize that part, I like you to observe that part much deeper than before. You attend very deeper, and more you attend and more you observe your breath, that pleasant sensation slowly and gradually expanding. It keep on expanding from that place, and that radiance is vibrating, that radiance is expanding and completely fill all the places around that space. It keep on filling other part of your body. From that is the point of your relaxation. More you touch that point of relaxation, more allow your breath to connect to that point of pleasantness, very soothing, very comfortable, very relaxed energy. More and more and more you travel, you start experience a very soothing state of relaxation become expanding and filling your whole body. It's like filling without much effort, very effortless journey. Your whole body is filling, it's completely covered with this, totally covered with this beautiful energy. Once you feel the beautiful energy, your whole body show that sensation, that beautiful sensation. So keep allow and keep observe your breath for another 1 minute. In this 1 minute time, more and more you observe your breath, more and more those beautiful sensations filling your whole body and making your entire body in a very deep state of relaxation. It's much soothing state. That's a very pleasant state of relaxation. In this pleasant state of relaxation, I like you to open your childhood movie in front of you. Just play like a CD or play like a from your own YouTube channel, your childhood, all the videos you are playing, and you start observing. You can understand your own vulnerability layers, you can understand your own protection mechanisms. It's in a very playful way, whatever your parents are doing, but now you are so in a witness mode. You are simply playing and just watching with these nice sensations in your body for spontaneous appearance of your entire childhood movie, especially all the significant memories where you really show your protection mechanisms, your real protective mechanism and your vulnerable layers. In this time, as an adult, you can simply watch that time period when a very witness mode. 5, completely allowed to open it now. 4, totally ready to understand what is my mechanism. 3, 2, and 1. In this, through this journey, you can understand your mechanism that is coming from any fear of lack. All the vulnerability layers are filled with so much fears. Observe the vulnerability layer, observe your protective layers as a child is playing. In this moment you are observing with much more awareness than before. Your awareness layers are very deeper. For that I am counting from 3 to 1. You go little more deeper awareness state, and your breath observation is keep on helping in this moment. 3, connect to that very fine awareness master energy from inside. 2, that deep sensitive observation. And 1, that fine tuning awareness inside. In this moment you first observe the protective layer. Is that protective layer filled with, is there any greed energy, greedness you are showing, any stubbornness, any impatience, any victim or perpetrator states, or any pleasing states, any arrogance, any self deprecation, or are you in a very self destructive modes? Simply observe your protective layer now. Once you understand the primary layer of your protective mechanism, it's very playfully observe it. Yes, what is my protective layer? More and more you understand it, jump into it. And at the same moment, you can observe the vulnerable space. It is filled with fear of lack, fear of change, fear of time, fear of no choice. I don't have any choice. Fear of judgment, fear of not enough, and fear that life is meaningless. There is no meaning. It's purposeless. There is no purpose in this life. So connect to those two layers spontaneously. Take one more minute to understand what is your primary protection mechanism and what is your primary vulnerability mechanism, and all others are secondary. Even you have that much awareness, you can understand your secondary, third layer, fourth layer, all the layers also come spontaneously for you. So more you are ready, more everything coming in a flashes, in a very quick and spontaneous ways. Only thing is your readiness, or it is completely storing in your subconscious space also. So just be there effortlessly watching your breath, understanding last 30 more seconds. In this moment, with this awareness, I am counting from 5 to 1. You spontaneously connect your heart space, Hridaya Akasha, the space which where your individual consciousness, that is a being state, is inside. Beyond all the protection, beyond all the vulnerability, there is a being, a wisdom space. 5, you spontaneously moving towards your Hridaya Akasha space. 4, you are reaching to that space in a very easily, effortless, flowing way. 3, 2, and 1. Once you reach in the light of your consciousness, a golden light, you can easily see your protective layer and your vulnerable layer, and along with that layers the balanced layer of your consciousness. For example, when it is greed, the balanced layer is abundance. Balanced layer is satisfaction, contentment. When it is stubbornness, you can know the balanced layer is flow and determination. And when you are in impatience or time fear, your balance layer is attention. Your balance layer is patience, immense patience and calmness. When you are in victim or no choice layer, your balance layer is intention and a power to sacrifice for a higher cause. And when you are in arrogance or judgment, your balance layer is emptiness, nothingness, shunya state. You can connect and much deep worthiness inside. I am worthy self, the worthy self inside. And when you are in a self deprecation or fear of not enough space, your balance is allowing and readiness to dissolving to that higher consciousness. And when you are in a self destruction or meaninglessness state, immense gratitude and readiness for transformation, readiness to die, readiness of letting go, all that immense balanced state you can realize in this moment and totally stay there. For another one more minute, be with your breath, be in your Hridayakasha, be with that golden lamp, that golden light of your individual consciousness. Your consciousness is completely shining from inside. Your consciousness is beautifully glittering from inside. That light is completely filled the whole energy field, your entire Hridayakasha. In the same moment, you really have a deep urge to connect your true mother in this current lifetime. In this, through your Hridayakasha, you have all the freedom to connect your mother's Hridayakasha. Whatever that distortion energies in her Hridayakasha, you have that much understanding about the vulnerable layer and understanding about your protective mechanism, that much compassion in your heart, you are ready to touch her own Hriday Akasha space. So now I am counting from 5 to 1. You start the journey as a golden flame, moving all the way to your mother's heart space. 5. It's a beautiful journey. You are going much deep into through the protective measures you already experienced in your childhood, or you heard it, or there is that protective measures you go much deeper. Your compassion, your deep love, your soul essence can move much deep into that protective layer, deep into that vulnerability layer, touching her being state now. 4. In that being state is filled with unconditional love for their children, love for their kids. 3. And as an individual consciousness, now you are ready as a receiver with that much humbleness in your heart space. 2. You reach to that space inside your mother's Hriday Akasha with all the permissions from your mother's soul consciousness. You simply be there. You can feel that unconditional love in the form of a light or a fluid, whatever the form it is showering. You are just surrender your consciousness in that space and simply flowing like jumping into the ocean and swimming inside in that mother's so much of love and affection, that unconditional grounding that help you to ground in this planet earth. Stay there with your breath and completely surrender with your mother's energy like a baby sucking the breast milk. That much deep love, that much receiving, you receiving it. Whatever you experienced in the current realm, beyond that experiences, connect to that soul consciousness of your mother. experience it. More and more you receive even all the flashes of lifetimes where you know this mother before, where this mother played different roles with you. You are an amazing being. You can connect to her own consciousness with you, understand it. Even when you are so ready, you know the soul contract with her in this current life. What she decided to help you in your soul progress, what role she is playing, what mechanism she did. Everything spontaneously coming, or everything from this moment is recorded in your deep unconsciousness. Just be in that surrendering space, allow it. Everything will come to you through your regular state of meditation. So be relaxed, trust it, and much more surrender in this moment. Now, I like you to completely retrieve and absorb all the energy. Very easily, your Hridayakasha is sucking this individual consciousness back to your Hridayakasha space from the mother with due respect, due gratitude, immense love. Feel it and come back beyond all the experiential layer to that pure energy layer, coming back to your Hrityakasha. Stay there and feel that energy is filling you. Feel that protection in you. Feel that immense vulnerability is acceptable inside you. All your wilder energies are deeply acceptable inside you. In this moment, you are filled with playfulness, filled with spontaneity, filled with your true adventure nature. Your consciousness is really dancing in your inner space for another few moments. This moment, again, another adventure. You are so ready to connect your current life Father's Hrityakasha. From this space, I'd like you to count from 5 to 1 as a spontaneous, playful adventure being. You are so ready to go and penetrate beyond that protective layer your Father is made. All that distorted layers, you penetrate your awareness. Go and touch beyond his own vulnerability layer, connect to that very being state, that deep zero state inside. 5, 4, you are so ready and you are so enthusiastic, very playful soul being. 3, 2, and 1. Once you reach there, surrender to that protection energy in the form of unconditional love from your Father is available in that space. You simply surrender beyond your earthly experiential layer, connect to that soul energy layer, and stay there. Rari, rari, ram, raro. Mm-hmm. Rari, rari, ram, raro. Rari, rari, ram, raro. Mm-hmm. Rari, rari, ram, raro. Rari, raro. Rari, raro. Rari, raro. Rari, raro. Rari, ram, raro. Raro. Rari, rari, 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 ram, raro. Mm-hmm. Rari, rari, ram, raro. Feel that you are comfortably sleeping on the chest of your father like a baby, very comfortable, so soothing beyond your current life experiences. Now it's a golden opportunity. Just sleep on his chest like a baby. Through this sleeping, you connect to all that lifetime experiences with this father, whatever the role he played with your consciousness. Is he is a part of your own soul group or from a volunteering from another neighbor soul? You can have an amazing insight in this moment. Your third eye is so sharp, you can understand. Your wisdom layers are so sharp in this moment. Stay there, understand it completely, digest and it all recorded in your deep subconscious and unconscious space, and it will retrieve through your daily life. That insights will come to you. So just sleep on his chest like a child. Rari, rari, ram, raro. Rari, rari, ram, raro. Rari, rari, ram, raro. Mm-hmm. Rari, rari, ram, raro. Rari, raro. Rari, raro. Rari, raro. Rari, raro. Rari, ram, raro. Raro. Connect to that very depth of that consciousness. And in this moment, as a very spontaneous, playful, adventurous baby consciousness, come back by sucking all the energy in your layer down, coming back to your Hridayakasha and fill it in your entire being, physical being, emotional being, mental being, consciousness being, and beyond all the layers of your intellectual layer. Fill with this amazing oceanic energy of love and light, and filled with amazing layers of protection. You can dance like a child, you can play like a child inside that space. And in this, for another few moments, you simply sleeping in that space, dropping down and down with this amazing music. Rari, rari, ram, raro. Rari, rari, ram, raro. Rari, rari, ram, raro. Rari, rari, ram, raro. Rari, raro. Rari, raro. Rari, raro. Rari, raro. Rari, ram, rari, ram, raro. Raro. Rari, rari, raro, rari, rari, raro. Rari, rari, raro. Rari, rari, raro. Rari, rari, ram, raro. Allow your whole energy to be in a giggling state of laughing child inside. With that much unconditional love from your parents, you never experienced in this lifetime. It's an amazing experience to connect to that consciousness of your parents, that unconditional love. You are an eternal receiver of that unconditional energy. Allow you to feel it in your physical layer in the form of sensations. Feel it. Playfully feel it. Last 1 minute. Totally feel it. Embrace it. Whatever the life is going to give on any test, now you are prepared with the all blessings from your current life parents and the entire ancestor field. And you can receive all the guidance from your soul masters. Trust yourself. Trust this moment. This moment is completely make for you from your higher guides, higher masters. They only shower whatever I am sharing in whatever the format is your master's guidance. Last 30 seconds. Serve, love, give, purify, meditate, realize. Serve, love, give, purify, meditate, realize. Be good, do good, be kind, be compassionate. Be good, do good, be kind, be compassionate. Om Tat Sat, Om Tat Sat, Om Tat Sat, Om. Om Tat Sat, Om Tat Sat, Om Tat Sat, Om. Om Shalom, Om Peace, Om Shanti, Om. Last 5 seconds, understand the divine immortal nature, co-creating nature about your thoughts, feelings, pictures, everything in the divine order. 1, 2, you are so ready. You are the master of your consciousness. 3, and we are all co-creating amazing loving friends. You are blessed with so much soul friends. 4, it's a moment. And 5, rubbing your palms, place on your eyes, opening your eyes with a beautiful, amazing, wonderful laughter inside.